The automotive industry is like that friend who teases you with a shiny new car, only to snatch it away at the last second. Enter the Ford GT90, a car so cool it could have been Batman's ride if he were into quad-turbo V12 engines instead of Batmobiles. Unveiled in 1995, this beast was meant to be the heir to the legendary GT40 throne, but ended up as a museum piece. Talk about a plot twist. Picture Ford engineers huddled together thinking, let's build a car that can outrun a cheetah on roller skates. With 720 horsepower, it could theoretically hit 253 miles per hour, faster than most speeding tickets can be issued. The GT90 was so fast, it made other supercars look like they were stuck in traffic. But here's the kicker. Despite all that power, it never hit production. Maybe they realized an exhaust system hot enough to melt body panels wouldn't fit in your average driveway. Or perhaps they thought, let's not give McLaren F one too much competition. We don't want them crying into their carbon fiber. So now the GT90 sits quietly in a museum, reminiscing about its glory days while we drive our sensible sedans. A brief history of madness. The Ford GT90 was born from a secretive project that took just 6 months to complete. Yes, you heard that right. 6 months. That's faster than most people can decide what to have for dinner. The goal? To create a spiritual successor to the legendary GT40, which had dominated racing in the 1960s. Ford wanted to show the world that they could outshine European supercars, and boy, did they deliver. Imagine a group of engineers huddled around a table fueled by caffeine and dreams. Let's take 2 V8 engines, slap on 4 turbochargers, and create something that'll make McLaren F1 cry. The result? A 5.9-liter V12 engine capable of producing 720 horsepower. That's enough power to make your morning commute feel like an episode of Fast and Furious. Driving the GT90 is like trying to tame a caffeinated cheetah. It's fast, unpredictable, and if you take your eyes off the road, it's likely to run off and cause chaos. Futuristic or just plain weird, the design of the Ford GT90 was nothing short of groundbreaking. It was one of the first cars to showcase Ford's new edge design philosophy, which can best be described as, let's throw some angles and flat planes together and see what sticks. The body panels were crafted from carbon fiber, which in 1995 was groundbreaking technology, making it lighter than your average sports car and probably more aerodynamic than your last haircut. The interior was equally wild. Picture this: bright blue suede seats, a diamond-patterned center console, and buttons that looked like they belonged on a spaceship. You half expected it to sprout wings and take off at any moment. If you ever wanted to feel like you were piloting a jet while driving to work, this was your dream come true. They say the Ford GT90's design was inspired by sci-fi movies. I think it was inspired by a blender, a spaceship, and a very aggressive toaster. Can we handle this much power? The GT90 is a car that could theoretically hit 253 miles per hour. But here's the kicker. During testing, Jeremy Clarkson managed to push it to a mind-blowing top speed of 40 miles per hour. Yep, you read that right. He joked it handled like something out of a cartoon. While Ford equipped it with a monstrous 720 horsepower engine, they only let journalists drive a tamer 400 horsepower version. Imagine revving up a rocket only to find out it drives like your grandma's minivan. The technology behind the madness. If NASA space shuttle engineers were to build a supercar, it would probably be GT90. They technically created a rocket on wheels. Its exhaust system? So blisteringly hot, Ford had to slap ceramic plates on it, the same ones used in space shuttles. The tech madness didn't stop there. It came with futuristic lighting systems and even blind spot detection way before it was cool. Ford basically threw every tech gizmo they had. Seriously, if you press the wrong button, you might accidentally launch into orbit. Where is it now? If you want to catch a glimpse of this automotive unicorn, head to the Peterson Museum in Los Angeles, California, owned by Brent Hodgek, an oil and gas tycoon. The GT90 was discovered during Ford's centenary celebrations in 2003. After years of negotiations, and probably some serious sweet-talking, he snagged this one-off beauty for an undisclosed sum, rumored to be less than what most people spend on their wedding receptions. The GT90 was so rare you'd think it was a mythical unicorn. The legacy, what could have been while parking a Ford GT90 in our driveway, may be a distant fantasy. Its influence on automotive design leaves us in awe. "Excuse me, I need room for my rocket boosters." Though we may never drive this beast, its spirit lives on in other Ford models, making us wonder what could have been. Maybe we'd all be commuting in rocket-powered cars, dodging traffic with a cheerful "Houston, we have liftoff." In conclusion, the GT90 stands as a testament to innovation and ambition in automotive history. A car so rare it makes unicorns look common. If you enjoyed this wild ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Join us next time for more automotive adventures, because who needs a therapist when you can just watch cars go vroom?